well, we're slowly making progress. Here's the guilty party, look. And as you can, I'm sure you can see from this, it's not very big. You know I can't go close, but look, there's, I'll put it on my finger end. Right, that's the main bit that was in. And luckily, it didn't stick in that way up, it had gone in like that. And as you can see, I've fairly smallish fingers, you know, so that's the main culprit out. And this piece wasn't even stuck to the head, you know. And that, again, just to show you the size, on my finger you see it's two small pieces. So we've escaped from that, haven't we? So we're making progress. I've just bought some oil for it. There's 11 litres of oil, that's what it took, apparently. And that is quite expensive, about £47, but never mind, you know, we've got that now. And we're going to use Harlemar to put it in with, because it's prudent, I think, because if we don't, and it does happen to leak, well then we'll have to take it off and do it again. So, you know, I think it's prudent to use that. That's a matter of opinion from most people. The rest you've seen. Oh, I've got some, move the light to there because I don't need quite that much. Got some new hose clips, the right sizes. You know, so we're trying to do it properly. The head isn't here, it's all together, and I'll tell you in a moment about that. There's quite a bit to tell you. So we've got the piston cleaned up, look. There's the guilty party, and apart from a small little divot in the side, you can see it there, look. Hold the light slightly to the side. Apart from that, you can hardly tell. You know, I've taken the sharp edges off, one or two little marks, but and I don't know if you can see in that one, that little mark there, that little dark mark, but there's a bit of a pitting in there, so you know it's got to be perfectly alright. Like. Just heat it up, run it slowly, you know, a few times, and heat it up and get it hot and cold a few times, and it's got, you know, I'm confident that's alright. And I've cleaned the block up pretty well. As I say, there are just a little bit of corrosion. You can probably see if I hold the light out, the little dark patch just outside the light there, and a little bit around that water hole there. But and we haven't done this yet, by the way. You know, we've done the head, and the head surface is perfect. So, you know, I'm pretty sure you can see it's all in pretty good order, and it certainly doesn't need sticking on. I'm sure of that, but we will do, because as I say, well, I know from experience it's not going to hurt. That's the thing. So we've made good progress today, really. Now I will just tell you what I found out. Right, so we'll just do a little bit. So we'll put the light out. You'll be able to see enough of me, I'm sure of that. You don't need to see a lot of me. So what it is, I'll just walk up here to there. I phoned the owner up a couple of nights ago. As I say, he's a nice chap, and he's told us what to expect and everything. Now, he only did 20 miles on it in about 4 years. And the old chap in Somerset, near Yeovil, he had it for a long, long time. And he only transported it to shows. Now this year, I've done about 35 miles on it already. And it's probably done more this year than it has in the last 20. Now, I can't remember if I told you this or not before in the last previous video, but you know, you run your cars around home and it runs fine. You go on a holiday, a long trip, and it breaks down. Well, that's just what's happened here. You know, it's just been the thing. And the other thing, by the way, on the exhaust valves, BMCs are known to have fairly weak exhaust valves. Minis often have problems with the exhaust valves. One of the reasons is that the two ports in the head, which is, as I say, we can't show you, but the two ports in the head, the exhaust ports, which go this side obviously, it sticks up here, you see, this side. Well, the two middle ones are Siamesed, and so they run slightly hotter than number 1 and number 4. So that's the reason why the exhaust valves go, you know, on BMCs. It's just something we've learnt. Another bodge we found, by the way, Mark found for me last night. Took the injectors out and had a look, and they've got copper washers on. And thanks to Lance's help and Rick Cobley's, of course, they shouldn't have, you know, so the injectors haven't been sitting in the right location in the head. So, you know, I mean, it's amazing actually the way it's run properly, you know, run as well as it did, and you heard how well it ran. So after this, oh well, barring another incident, which it shouldn't happen, it'll have another oil change. I mean, it's had a back end oil change, as you know, you've seen. Most of the other bodges that I found I've repaired enough to run properly. You know, there's very little left to do, and there's no reason, there really isn't any reason this tractor shouldn't run perfectly for another 20 years, providing, you know, providing you're not going to take it ploughing every day, obviously. So, there you are. Oh, one last thing of interest. On the, as I say, they're not here, but on the exhaust valves, because this configuration of the head, which as I said is in the other shed, is it goes exhaust, inlet, inlet, exhaust, exhaust, inlet, inlet, exhaust. Now on the exhaust valves, when I first put it on, if you remember the two springs and the bottom cup, well, on the exhaust, the bottom cup goes on the top with the valve seal in. And it was, Lance pointed out to me last night, thanks mate, that of course it's only the inlets that suck the oil through. Now the valve guides are very good, and you know, I think they've been replaced at some point, I would expect. They don't need anything doing, and it didn't, you've seen how it used, it smoked a bit, which it would do because the injectors weren't quite right, that'll be put right. But it didn't suck oil down the guides, right, and the seals weren't that good, so, you know, that's been dressed properly. But it's just a bit of interest that I've found out, having done so many heads, that normally you drop the stem seals to the bottom on all the valves. Well, on this, they're only at the bottom on the inlets, so that's just something else of interest. Right, that's it. We're getting there, as you see. Found another little problem to address, but we're getting there, and fairly soon we hope that we're going to be putting the old girl together, you know. So I think we're on the downward slope at last. Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed this little update, and we'll pop it up tonight, and then hopefully next time it might even be going. We'll have to see. All right, cheers.